In certain extreme situations, the law is inadequate. In order to shame its inadequacy, it is necessary to act outside the law, to pursue natural justice. This is not vengeance. Revenge is not a valid motive, it's an emotional response. No, not vengeance. Punishment.
Tonight we have a chance to say, yeah, you're right. We're too extreme, we're too wild, we're too out of control, we're too full of our own shit. Or we have a chance to say, hey, fuck you, you're wrong. Fuck you, we're right. Because you have all made it to the dance. Because believe me, this is the dance. Start the show.
Hey, everybody. Hey, what are you doing? Come on in. We're going to make it a sauce. Sorry. That's insensitive. Oh, move over, you fucking idiot. Johnny's not here. You stupid son of a bitch. You dumb fuck. You stupid fat asshole. Welcome. How are you? Sorry, we've had already some Italians writing in, and they're not happy that their people are under the microscope tonight with the big news. And, you know, it's too bad because it's got to be a really different kind of a vibe for Italians. I mean, to be associated with a heinous murder that seems hell-bent on vengeance really doesn't seem like an Italian thing to do. Welcome to the program. It's the Steel Toe Evening Show. Thank you to the morning audience. We went extra long for them. They were very kind. They got you guys about $30 into this evening, and we do so much appreciate that. So tonight it's $170 for overtime. Pretty simple. Thank you guys very much. It is nice to see that the Rumble chat is working because it's not working from... Oh, now it is. Well, fuck me in the mouth and ass. It's working just fine. Before the show started, the Rumble chat was not working for me. I was going to tell you about it, but who gives a shit? Also, I think a lot of our visual issues with YouTube might be solved. I had always run the YouTube stream on low latency because I wanted the chat to be as caught up as possible. I changed it to, I don't know when I did this, but I changed it to ultra low latency recently. And that totally fucks with your picture and everything else. Sorry. My bad. All fixed. Thank you very much. Let's go into the new people. The contributions so far for tonight. You guys are already in on this. This guy gets it, writes, now that is a Wop J Dago Staten, Italy. Put the mutts on the prosciutto name. What Scorsese movie did this guy crawl out of? Which I don't know. King of New York? I'm not sure. Funeral director with $2 says Alex Jones predicted assassination/arrest in 2017. Like of a healthcare CEO? Okay, but how long do you get for those predictions? You don't get 7 fucking years on those predictions. There's a statute of limitations. Aaron's dingly thing. Is that what we called it? The dingly thing? With $2 says semen tickles. Unless you're talking about someone with the last name Seaman, I wouldn't know what semen's like. But you know what? I'm starting to get tired of defending myself from such accusations. Oh, well. We'll get there. Hey, good news. I actually said I was going to do something, and I did it. Johnny sent me those video clips, so now we have our $20 donation video.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, brother, then you grab a hold of me and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be.
Did that come across okay? Because it sounds good to me, but I see it's playing in two different audio mixers. So I don't want it to sound like two things are playing at once. And then this one. So that one's for $20. When you throw in $20, you get that one. This is for $50. Anybody who throws in 50 or more gets this one.
We want the gold, sucker. Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga.
There you go. We'll add more of those as time goes on, now that I can do that very easily. Aaron's Dingley thing with another $2 says, I get poked with man sausage. See that? Just because you're calling yourself Aaron's Dingley thing doesn't mean that you're my actual Dingley thing and that those statements are true. I vehemently deny any of the accusations that Mr. Dingley thing is making right now in the chat. They are not true. I appreciate the money. I appreciate the contributions. Certainly this show runs on them, but these are all blasphemous accusations that are being thrown my way. Speaking of contributions, let's thank Flinty Gecko, who's on top right now after the morning show with $75. Chris O with 40, Need Trump with 35, and Trucker 18-wheeler with $33 contributed to this show. Thank you to everybody who chipped in. Numero uno Josh Denny fan says, I hope there isn't going to be any racist slander against this new Italian hero. Why would I do that? Why would I be racist towards a man who clearly is in enough trouble? We'll get to it in just a second. Billy Bob Norris says it's a light-skinned Italian, so I'll bet he's at least half Irish, half Italian. Well, we know he's more of a northerner. His people come from the northern part of Italy, because if they came from the south, you know the Moors did so much fucking. Sapphire says, oh, I'm so happy for the morning crew. Things look dire for us. They picked it up. It was okay. Los Federales says, bruh didn't even bother to change his shirt. Dude, I'm so excited about 11-2. Let me wear my Vikings shit for a day. Sorry. I apologize. Plus, I'm having a bit of a fat day, and this is a baggier jersey, so it feels nice to wear it when I'm having a fatter day. I like it. Just let me wear my fatty, comfy clothes, okay? Numero uno Josh Denny fan says, joke's on you. We just saw the donation to your videos for free. Fuck. You got me. You got me. Phil Herslit says, what do we get for $20? Wait a minute. If I play it for you, then I just played it for free again. You get the Jake the Snake Roberts one for $20, and for $50, you get the Booker T one. How's that? Klopogram says, almost 2 full days wearing the same top with... No! You fucking retard. Yesterday, I wore my TJ Hawkinson jersey. Today, I'm wearing my Harrison Smith jersey. Well, bro, what are you, fucking gay? You don't watch football, dude? What are you, a fucking Peter Puffer at this point? $2 from No Pen 15 Fathead said, what is that Monica Lewinsky stain on your shirt? I'm not looking. If I look, then that means that I have cum on my shirt, and I looked for the cum spot on my shirt. There's no cum on my shirt. Do you know how I know that? Because I didn't cum on my shirt. And before you even try to do the joke, nobody else came on my shirt either. In fact, nobody's been here today. It's been just me and my dog. And my dog didn't come on my shirt. Now that all the bases are covered, we can continue. Triple N says, Stephon Gilmore out with a hamstring. Hey, that's the one time he's actually given us an injury update, and it was accurate. It was true. Professor Tie-Dye says, Aaron, just admit the jerseys hide your tits. Did I not say I like them because they're baggy? Is that not? What do you want to make me say it? You want to see the tears come out of my eyes? I watched, speaking of Scorsese movies, this weekend I watched King of Comedy again. Always a great watch. Love that movie. It's really, really good. I highly suggest it if you haven't seen it already. Atomic Ray says you get sodomy for $20 and for $50 you get racism. What a great deal. I couldn't think of it better. Kraken Slappin says people change their shirts multiple times during the day. Yeah, right? What are they, a bunch of homos? Kraken Slappin? I agree. Richard Head says that's because you washed it off. The cum. What? Why can't it just be that there's no cum on my shirt? Why does it have to be a conspiracy, Richard Head, that I washed that before the show I know that, oh no, there's cum on my shirt, by hook or by crook, and that you think I went and got like a rag with warm water and like scrubbed the cum off of my shirt. If there was cum on my shirt, which there's fucking not, I would just change my shirt and wash my shirt. I certainly wouldn't scrub the cum off and then keep wearing the shirt. So I'm sorry, your theory is incorrect. And we will no further discuss the shirt cum conspiracy. Numero uno, Josh Tenney fan says, humiliation ritual. Oh, shit. Funeral director with $2 says wearing a shirt for 2 days is insane. Hardcore. But I'm not wearing this. Aaron's dingly thing says, I'm so inflamed from repeated abuse. I'm sore. Again, just because that guy claims to be my dingly thing does not mean that he's actually my dingly thing and that happens. That's just that guy saying that. Kif with $2 says Dabbleverse has Rupert Pupkin energy. It really does. That is a great way to explain every Dabbleverse show. Very Rupert Pupkin-esque. All right, $2 from Loaded Wrench says, when you read this, you'll forget you ate cum. But I never ate cum. Oh, damn it. Look, now I did. $2 from Aaron's Dingley thing. Nick's member used me like a speed bag. I miss it. Again, that is not my actual Dingley thing. So that doesn't make it true. Plus, I have a very weak gag reflex. Not that but I don't do that kind of thing anyway. This is all, you know what? You want me to come back in? We try this again? Do you want me to leave and then come back? Brett Mack says, no, you licked it off. There was never any cum on my... Bigot on Socialist Media says, better landing on your shirt than on your face. There was no cum. Richard Head says, it's on the back, allegedly. I can't fucking win today. Would you don't want to talk about this Luigi guy? We're just going to talk about the great cum conspiracy and my alleged dingly thing and his ideas. Bud Britches with $2 on Rumble says, I just assume you took the shirt off before your lover made a mess on your back. Kif with $1.99 says a better comparison would be Human Centipede. Thank you, Kif. That's very helpful. I appreciate that. Thanks for the help. Sapphire says, yes, and stop with the fake yelling voice. Thanks. Stop. No, I yell. What's wrong with yelling? It's performing, you asshole. There. You tell me to stop doing something, I'm just going to do it more. Oh, all right. I think we're good. Richard Head writes, fucking dying. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you could entertain yourself. I'm glad that made you happy. Thanks, guys. 165 away from tonight. Thanks for a wonderful introduction into this evening's show. You guys I couldn't find a better group of people. I'll be honest with you. Thank you so much. Oh boy. YouTube Premium is $15 a month nowadays? Who knew? Someone says, I just turned on the show and all I heard was come on my shirt. No, that funeral director with $2 says cum shot on left collarbone of jersey between two. No, I don't care how specific you get about this cum shot on my jersey. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look at any. These allegations are spurious, to say the least. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan says, keep yelling. Try, Mom, I'm doing a podcast down here. Be quiet. Ma, I gotta do this now. Clapogram says, Aaron, are you hoping for a Celsius sponsorship deal? No, I'm trying to make my heart explode so I don't have to listen to all these accusations. That's what I'm trying to do. It's been a really low energy day for me. I know you can't tell. This is my second Celsius of the day. I'm just having a hard time revving up today, I suppose. See, I'm seeing a lot of things in the chat, and they're all incorrect. Numero uno, Josh Denny fan says, only a homo knows the word spurious. Oh. MSO says, Aaron Pupkin. No. Patrick Pupkin has a better ring to it. But then again, that wouldn't be very nice to Rupert Pupkin because Rupert Pupkin liked to fuck of-age women. And that would be a main sticking point. If we're going to do a reboot, you're going to have to get 2 seats for each seat. He's a fat man. He's got the weird neck bump. I saw that on Twitter. And also his love interest is going to have to be far younger if we recreate King of Comedy. Although the imitation thing, you know what, if you think about it, and this is really sad. This is not me bragging. This is incredibly sad. I am Patrick Melton's, I am the Jerry Langford to his Rupert Pupkin. He does sit in his basement all day, just keeping tabs on me and trying to imitate and do, oh my God, and does and the fan fiction that Rupert does with Jerry. Patrick is the Rupert Pupkin to my Jerry Langford. Wonderful. Aaron's Dingley thing with $2 says, I feel disrespected. I used to get all the shots of cum. No, you didn't. $2 from Funeral Director says, heavy blushing / reddened cheeks when you mention cum. None of this is accurate. None of this is true. Thank you. I appreciate 160 away from tonight. Your generosity is well received. Thank you. Can we talk about the Luigi guy now? Are we good? Did you guys, it is a more intimate crowd, 400-500 at our peak on the evening shows versus close to 1,000 on the morning shows. So it is a more intimate setting, so we can talk to each other a little more, but I'm starting to think that may not be what's best for me. Sapphire says, Nick and Melton share sex fantasies about Aaron. I would not doubt that at all. Let's go to Kiff with $4.99. He says, you could be to Kleinfelters what Jerry Lewis was to muscular dystrophy. Thank you, Kiff. We're going to keep track. There we go. Thank you very much, Kiff. Brett Mack says Melton hate cranks it to you. I don't want to think about it. It's really almost not worth thinking about, is it? All right, thank you guys very much for the start to tonight. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, etc. Thank you. Oh, let's gift some memberships tonight. I noticed we haven't had gifted memberships in a while. Let's have that. Let's go ahead and do the gifted memberships thing tonight. Aaron, for Christmas, can you shave all your hair off your head? No, I can't. Triple N says, what's there to talk about? Fag named Luigi capped the guy. I'm kind of interested. I'll be honest. The looking into the psyche of a guy who fucking ran down, tracked, and murdered the CEO of a health insurance company. I don't know, pretty fascinating to me. And then the shit he posted on YouTube today. Also, just before we came on, all of his accounts were suspended. So I think they're worried about what this guy's going to say. He has some medical industry background as well. His family owns like nursing homes and shit. And he had a back surgery a few months ago and then kind of went off the grid. Nobody really knew what he was up to. So there's a chance that he's got some info, because the minute he said that on Wednesday he was going to drop everything, like in this video we're about to watch, he said he was going to give all the details on Wednesday. And then his YouTube account got shut down. I think his Twitter account got suspended. This guy, I'm pretty interested in what this guy has to say. Funeral director with $2 says you climaxed/convulsing orgasm to the shooter's pick. Again, all of these are incorrect. $1 from numero uno Josh Denny fan says, can you explain why you don't think your ideal weight is a number that begins with a 1? I'll never understand this because I'm almost 6'4". I've been 190 pounds before. I look gaunt. I look like a ghost. It's not good. Now, it's about 250. I feel best at about 210, but I'll settle for 215. Right now, I'm about 225. We got to bring it down just a little. I mean, 6'4", 225 is not that bad, but I don't like it. I don't feel good at that weight. So, Luigi Mangione, arrested today at I guess McDonald's ratted him out. Burger King tweeted, "We don't snitch." I thought that was very funny. He's the guy that they suspect of shooting the United Healthcare CEO. And you know what bums me out about this is a lot of the Republican news sites are, I don't want to say shitting on the guy because, I mean, the guy probably did murder a relatively innocent person, but like, they're shitting on lefties for being like, oh, they're applauding this guy and they think this guy's cool. And it's like, we all universally hate the healthcare industry. And it's not like this Brian Thompson guy was like totally innocent. Like this was a guy that presided over a top spot in an industry that makes more money by fucking people over and denying them treatments and denying them potentially life-saving treatments to save on their bottom line and creating terms of service that are so confusing and so contradictory that when they deny you service for something they probably should cover, they can legalese their way out of it. I mean, these are evil people. Our insurance industry does morally bad things to people for profit. And so to say that this guy is innocent completely, I don't agree with that. I don't agree that Brian Thompson was totally innocent. We all have to take responsibility for the things we do. We learned back in the 40s that saying I was just doing my job doesn't cut it. You do evil shit, you do evil shit. In a way, taking a paycheck for it, especially a handsome one, like being the CEO of United Healthcare, makes it worse. Because not only are you doing horrible shit to people, but you're getting handsomely rewarded for it and almost providing more motivation for that evil shit to continue. So I don't know. It doesn't sit that well with me when I see Republicans and more conservative leaning news sites kind of simp for Brian Thompson, I guess. I mean, you don't have to hold this Luigi guy up. By the way, every time I say his name, it's me, Mario. I can't help it. But you don't have to hold this guy up as a hero because we're going to dive into this a little bit. Clearly, the guy had some mental problems. I think we're also going to find out he had a major axe to grind with the healthcare industry, given his background. But that doesn't mean that it's, hands across America for Brian Thompson. I mean, again, the system he presides over is a disgusting one. And I know Truth News World says the CEO has zero input on day-to-day activities. He's a money washer, not the hatchet man. Correct, but also he's a guy who could enact change. He could propose that they do it differently. I know he can't unilaterally wave a wand and save the entire industry, but he could at least talk about it. He could at least propose it, put it out there. And this guy didn't. This guy was very happy with the status quo. Numero uno Josh Denny fan with $1 says if Trump doesn't pardon Luigi, he's a confirmed deep state puppet. Let's get that. Let's run with that, huh? So this is the video that dropped on Luigi Mangione's YouTube account earlier today, shortly after he got arrested. It just says, if you see this, I'm already under arrest. And then there was a 60-second countdown clock, and it just said the truth. And in one frame of this video, it will say the truth December 11th, which is Wednesday. I didn't catch this, but it was on one of the Not the Bee freeze frames that I saw. I guess it's one frame of the video, and it's very, very quick. It's like one of those, they say like in Fight Club, you can see Tyler Durden behind Jack in some scene, like he just pops up in and out. But yeah, I didn't see it. So it says, if you see this, I'm already under arrest. And then there's a countdown clock leading to kind of nothing. But the date December 11th does appear in there. But I don't know if this quote unquote truth is going to come out. Yeah. And you have that. By the way, there's no sound. I don't really know. Yeah, it says soon. Oh, there it was. There it was, soon, December 11th. There. In the bottom right. Oh, we need to resize this, it looks like. Let's see if we can, oh, yeah. There we go. When the fuck did I do that? Okay. So there you go. There's the frame that says soon, December 11th. I don't know how he's going to get that message out. Now with his YouTube being shut down and his Twitter being shut down and all of that. But it definitely, business is definitely going to pick up. Are they going to let this guy talk to the media? Are they going to get this guy? Are they going to let this guy get any kind of message out? It doesn't seem like it, because politicians, CEOs, the business class, the healthcare industry, they all have a vested interest in shutting this guy down. I wouldn't think that social media would want this guy shut down, though. That people would be very interested in hearing what he has to say, especially like Elon Musk's X. I kind of figured that they would, be fairly interested in what the guy has to say. But he says Wednesday they're going to get the message out there. $5 from Gray Duckling says, just hopping in to ask, are any of the microphones still available? No, they went to some guy immediately. Like, it was within an hour or so. They were gone. But thank you very much, Gray Duckling, for the $5. We are 155 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much. Just keep this this trickle that we've got going. Keep that up, and we'll knock it out tonight. And we'll have ourselves a perfect little Monday, a perfect start to the week. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. We've got new video clips now for $20 contributions and $50 contributions. Put them to the test if you'd like. Put it to the test. Truth News World says, newsflash, the shareholders run a corporation, not the CEO, not the board of directors. Sure, but the CEO's job is to make sure that the shareholders make as much money as possible. The CEO looks out for the shareholders. So again, you can see why people would hold him accountable. Truth News World says, bruh, his nuts were clipped by the board of directors. He's there because he agreed to rubber stamp the dividend check payouts. That's my whole point. He's a good soldier. He's not trying to fix anything. He's a yes man. So there is no head of the snake of this thing, though. Like, you can't kill a guy and then the whole, healthcare industry is going to change. It's not going to change anything. It's an expression of frustration. Just like, burning down an auto parts store isn't going to fix police brutality or whatever the fuck you're protesting. It's a temper tantrum, essentially. Let's go to numero uno. Josh Denny fan says, responsibility is spread over so many people. No one is actually at fault. Some people here don't have a clue how criminal organizations work. How can we put this? I don't condone what the guy did, but I understand. Put it that way. So Luigi Mangione is his name. That YouTube channel is now gone. It's taken down. His family appears to own Lorien Health Services, which is a nursing home network in Maryland. He volunteered there in 2014, and his brother is the vice president. He also was at an internship where he worked on Civilization 6. I don't know why that's important. His family apparently also owns golf courses and a radio station. So the he's kind of a privileged kid. Alleged United Healthcare CEO assassin Luis Mangione delivering his valedictorian graduate. Yeah, he graduated 8 years ago, was valedictorian. And they're saying he had some sort of mental breakdown about 6 months ago and totally vanished. One person wrote, turns out Luke Goldstein, do what you will with that, says, turns out a mutual of mine went to high school with Mangione and was on the wrestling team with him, said he was the class valedictorian. He had back surgery a few months ago and went missing, and nobody had heard from him. Mangione's Goodreads has several reviews of books about back pain and optimizing athletic performance. He read the back pain books in 2022, so the issue goes back here. Okay, so this guy, what we know is he had a back problem. He had a back surgery a few months ago. Kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Nobody really knew what he was up to. But that's the extent. They also found, I guess, a manifesto when they arrested the 26-year-old, railing against the health insurance industry. I don't think that should surprise anyone. This is all, I mean, really, really new. We have a quick CNN clip here that we can check out on Of course, we're going to, isn't that kind of weird that they play an ad before, like, hey, here's this guy who murdered a CEO.
Let's go to John Miller now, who, again, has been on top of the story since the events unfolded in Manhattan. And, John, you have some new details about specific lines that you can quote from this 2-page handwritten document that was found on Luigi Mangione's person.
He said, hey, what's going on? Where's the gabagool? I got no gabagool on my deductible. That was one of the lines of his manifesto. I mean, if you guys want to get really, like, just easy peasy racist about this, we can. We can take it there if you want. He said, hey, I heard the CEO of United Healthcare doesn't like my mama's spaghetti sauce. That was in the manifesto, which would upset a lot of Italians. Hey, this is Brian Thompson said my grandmother can't cook. That would be tragic if this had nothing to do with the healthcare industry. Or rather, he insulted my grandmother is a full-blooded Italian, and he said that her breadsticks taste like a communion wafer.
What was he writing about?
Poems, mostly.
Well, he was railing against the healthcare industry,
What?
which, of course, fits into the scenario here. He talks about how these parasites had it coming. He starts off basically saying, I don't want to cause any trauma, but it had to be done.
I don't want to cause any trauma, but it had to be done. Well, you murdered somebody's husband and dad. I mean, that's going to be... Look, I mean, at the very least, Luigi, you made it weird during the holidays. Look, I don't want to cause any trauma, but between the holidays of Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm going to murder a guy in a very high-profile position in the streets of New York City. Again, look, don't want to fuck anybody up, but there's a thing I got to do.
So a second page really kind of goes into problems with the health industry. He raises the question, why do we have the most expensive health care in the world, but we're 42, rated 42 in life expectancy around the world?
Well, because it's, okay, I'm going to go ahead and defend the health insurance industry on that one. The health insurance industry isn't shoving 4,000 calories a day down our gullet, in fairness. I mean, you could even argue they're not even the drug companies that offer these Band-Aid type things instead of cures. Like, we're very unhealthy people. We're gluttons. We eat excessively and we don't exercise enough. I'm not going to blame. I'll blame the healthcare industry for a lot of shit, but not how unhealthy we are. The health insurance industry just decides if the shit you need done gets paid for or not the way you take care of yourself.
I can't vet his facts or findings there, but it was talking about the healthcare industry and the need for violence. I mean, especially when you talk about, the opening, which is that it had to be done. These parasites, had it coming. That does kind of fit in what they're talking about. What do we know about this individual? Mr. Mangione is an engineer. He grew up in Towson, Maryland. He's 26 years old.
And by the way, of course, women are like already proposing to him and shit, and like free Luigi and all that because, the gals know how to pick them.
Graduated UPenn in 2020 and then went on to a master's program where he got that master's degree in engineering. And he has addresses, as Shimon said, in Towson, where he grew up, in Philadelphia, where he went to school, in Honolulu, which we're still looking into.
He's also already been charged in Philadelphia with some gun charges. Not murder, but he's been some gun charges and things like that. Hunter Biden level shit.
But he is strongly believed to be the suspect in this case.
It's incredibly interesting. And it also speaks to the fact...
Oh, by the way, when a news person is interviewing someone and they say something like, wow, that's incredibly interesting, or that's amazing that we found that, they weren't listening. That's like a gap phrase that they use because they're just waiting to ask the next question. Like they go, wow, that's really something. That means they didn't hear a word that guy just said because the producer is talking in their ear and they have a list of questions that they want to get to.
That he just had, Josh Campbell, you're with us now, so much on his person, according to police, from a suppressor to, they're saying it's the fake ID they believe that he used at the hostel, the New Jersey fake ID, when he was in New York, and then this manifesto talking about why he did this. That tells you a lot about his maybe expectation that ultimately this was all going to catch up with him, even as he tried to get away.
I don't think anybody who guns down like a target thinks they're going to get away with it forever. And if they do get caught, they want to get a message out there. So, I mean, yeah, obviously he didn't think he was just going to, be on the lam for the rest of his life.
Yeah, you're spot on. And, sometimes these major incidents that start with a bang end with a whimper. We didn't see a dramatic...
Did we really have to go with a bang? Starts with a bang. We get it. Gunshots. Yeah.
Police take down what we saw is someone eating at a McDonald's who then had the police called on him and apparently taken into custody without incident. And, so
who's the fucking rat at McDonald's, dude? You're working at McDonald's. You think your health insurance situation is good? You're gonna rat this guy out? Like, oh yeah, looks like the guy who shot the United CEO. Bro, let a white collar guy call him in. You fucking turncoat, you Benedict Arnold.
Interesting. John and I have been covering this. There was this consensus in looking at that initial surveillance video from outside that hotel that police weren't dealing with Carlos the Jackal here. I mean, you look at everything from his stance in holding that gun to the type of gun itself to the mistakes that he had made, apparently leaving behind a water bottle and a burner phone. And so this was a sophisticated job in the sense that it appeared to be planned and then executed, and then he was able to
Don't say executed.
Successfully flee and escape arrest for several days. But when you look at all of that material with him on his person, whenever he is actually taken into custody, someone who had the wherewithal to plan all of this and then to escape, several law enforcement agencies would have had to have known that having all of that on his person would implicate him in this crime. As you mentioned,
dude, he's an engineer with back problems. He's not a professional assassin. Like I said, they're all sitting there going, "Oh man, I can't believe this guy fucked up so bad." And he was on the run for a while. for a guy who's not like a trained assassin, he gave him the slip for quite a while. I mean, a week, right? He was on the run. That's not bad. So let's not act like, oh, he's fucking retard. He got caught. We'd all be caught within 12 hours normally. 12 minutes, most of us would be caught. This guy gave him the shake for a while.
Have the fake ID, an ID that was matching the fake ID he used to check into that hostel. You have the mask that he had that was on these images that have been seen now around the world, and specifically the firearm itself. All of those items could have been ditched along the way as he was trying to escape, but he had them on his person.
You know what nobody does after they commit a crime like this? I just thought of this because I was looking at his big guinea eyebrows. Nobody ever shaves their eyebrows off. I mean, you think about it. They just think you were a freak. Like, do the crime with your eyebrows and then shave them the fuck off. It's worth a shot, right?
And of course, we can get into the
wear colored contacts after you do the thing. I'm not telling you how to get away with crime, even though I totally am. But like, just stay and looking the way you look. I mean, it was a matter of time.
If you'd like to see how how that would actually play a key role here, but when you look finally at the manifesto, that you have to raise the question: is this someone who expected to be caught and didn't mind being caught eventually? Particularly if he is someone who was railing against the industry in which this murder victim had worked, to have all that material on you, and then to have essentially the motive, laying out the motive in these documents for police to find. Everyone, any good attorney will tell you that the best way to escape any type of serious charge such as murder is to create reasonable doubt, to have no evidence.
But I don't think, again, they're sitting there going, oh, he's fucking idiot. He's not even trying to get away with it. No, he wants credit for it. He plotted the murder of a CEO of a health insurance company to send a very specific message. I mean, at no point was he trying to, get away. At no point was this guy trying to give him the slip. So they're like, oh, I can't believe he wrote a manifesto. I mean, this guy, he's not going to get, he's not going to win at trial. I think that was the furthest thing from his mind. Brett Mack says he's wearing a CIA fake face. Oh, shit. Yeah, Triple N says get a face tat immediately. Right. On a walk-in day. Don't make an appointment. Get the face tattoo. Not a bad idea. Shave off your eyebrows. Wear colored contacts. It's all so simple. Atomic Ray says this shooter is uniting more people every story that comes out. I don't know. Like the stuff I read about him, he seems like kind of a dildo. He seems like a fucking douche. But if you kill the CEO of a health insurance company, there's not a lot of Americans who are going to be like, "Oh man, I feel so bad for that that CEO of a health insurance company." Like nobody's gonna feel really bad for that guy. So you're not you're not taking out a sympathetic target. Put it that way. Funeral director with $5 says miraculously plans and accomplishes assassination, then is randomly found days later without ditching gun, fake IDs, and a manifesto. Makes total sense. Ooh, funeral director, are you saying that there's maybe some skullduggery afoot, that maybe this is a little not what that inside job kind of a thing? Some people were theorizing that maybe the wife had something to do with it because the wife, they were going through a separation or whatever. I don't see anything like that. And also, like, any kind of, like, deep state, CIA, FBI, MK Ultra kind of shit. I guess in the manifesto, he did talk about Ted Kaczynski. He did talk about the Unabomber in his manifesto, so I guess there's some of that. But I don't get it, though. I think, again, it seems more plausible to me that this was a guy... Like, I'm Occam's razoring this one. I'm not Alex Jonesing this one. I'm Occam's razor with this one, where he hates the health insurance industry. He's pissed off at the way it's, he sees it as not a victimless industry and that it harms people and hurts people. and he was going to do something about it. That's what I think. Atomic Ray says 6 months to brainwash a WAP. What does our CIA become? Civil engineers? Okay, well, that's a good point. He did disappear for a while. Sneed Dave Williams with $9.99 says just catching up on recent Minnesota court filings. Seems like another win for the toe. Thank you, Sneed Dave. Look, I haven't been keeping up with the latest Minnesota court filings. That's what I'll say. Thank you, Sneed Dave. $9.99. 145 away from tonight. Hey, guys, do us a favor. $45 rally in the next 20 minutes. Let's get under 100 by the top of the hour, and then we've got ourselves, hopefully, an easy night. MSO says you're killing me. All right, educate me. I'd love to. Dude, you know me. I'd love to find out that this is a total fucking conspiracy and there's all kinds of crazy shit going on. So what? He gets the back surgery and then the CIA absconds with this guy. He disappears for a few months. What? Okay. What would the deep state's end game be? I would think that like FBI, shadow government, CIA, they'd want the CEOs of health insurance industries to be safe. Because those are the oligarchs. Unless you're talking about the deep state wants single payer health care. They want government health insurance. They want the government to take all that over. Help me out. Like, instead of you're killing me or LOL, like throw me your theory. MSO says, geez, I wasn't talking about Aaron. Well, then what the fuck are you talking about? I'm going into my chat, which is people commenting on the show and what we're doing. So I'm going to read your stuff and put it back onto what we were talking about. Yankee says, was this guy in any BlackRock commercials lately? No, this was not like the Trump assassin, the would-be Trump assassin in Butler, where he was in fucking BlackRock commercials, which, Jesus Christ, glow harder, dude. And then, and by the way, once like the BlackRock commercial came out and we found out that this guy, there was somebody's cell phone was at the Trump assassin's house numerous times. And then when he left that guy's house, he went right to where an FBI field office was. Never really heard much about that assassin after that, did we? They kind of open and shut. They kind of Stephen Paddocked the fuck out of that guy. Kind of like when they found out monkeypox was being spread to dogs and kids. They went, all right, ixnay on the monkeypox may. In fact, changed the name. Then they started calling it Mpox. Kraken Slappin says, can a WAP get brainwashed in 6 weeks? 6 minutes. WAP brains? I mean, fuck. You got an electric egg beater? Just turn it on medium. Take care of them in no time. Bigot on Socialist Media says it's not like the CIA doesn't have technology to force people to do things against their will. I mean, yeah, look. I mean, all fair points. I just don't, what I'm saying is I don't understand what the motive would be. You know? I don't understand what the motive would be to organize an assassination of a health insurance CEO. You know? Hey, Mikey with $1. Thank you very much. Hey, Mikey. I appreciate that. 145 away from tonight. Let's go ahead and knock that out and call it another perfect day for the toe. Of course, this guy's getting flirty comments and women. Oh, my God. People have already started GoFundMes for his legal defense. Jesus Christ. His followers went from, check this out. Before the arrest, 829 followers on X, 61.4 thousand right after the arrest. And, of course, flirty comments, women wanting to marry him, the whole deal. We are a shining beacon, shining light on the hill, this American culture of ours. Luigi Mangione flooded with follows, flirty comments after being named strong person of interest. These gals just like a man of action. That's all. Helgi says, the CIA tried to get me, but I kept rambling about the parable of Steel Toe, and they gave up and dropped me off at a random truck stop. Well, It's how you know you've been watching your fish tank. That's how you know. All right. So look, that's all we know about this guy for now. I'm sure we'll know more in the coming days, unless that stuff is very threatening to the status quo, in which case they'll drop this guy immediately. Now Kraken Slappin says women are nuts. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Let me, and this is going to seem weird to you coming from me. Let me defend women for a moment. Yes, me. Let me defend women for a moment. Men, like when you have like Jodi Arias or, Deborah LaFave or the sex teachers or anything like that, men are always like, oh, I'd fuck her. Where were those, teachers when I was a kid? Or like Jodi Arias, oh man, what'd that guy do that she wanted to kill him, that poor thing? Like, we do that shit too. I mean, yeah, women get a little more aggressive about it than we do, but we have our moments. Put it that way. Funeral director with $2 says no reason for manifesto. Words on shells equals enough. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 says he destroyed his whole life. Future. What he did was not worth it. Strange how having back surgery set him off and caused him to end someone's life. Well, maybe he wanted to do this before the back surgery, but he hurt too much. And then they fixed his back, and he's like, God, I feel so good I could go out and murder a health insurance CEO. Oh, man. Doomclone says, did you see Gino and Mersh talking about you last night? Mersh was on Gino's stream. I saw a clip posted, but I thought that was from when Gino was on Mersh's show. I thought that clip was old. It looked like the same clip. Aaron's Dingley thing says Aaron is a Luigi informant. He goes by Deep Throat. Again, Aaron's Dingley thing. These are all myths. These are all untrue things that you're saying. Truth News World says, anyone understand why women want to marry him? Because they're his wife, and CNN or some group wants to interview him. They have to go through his wife. She gets money. Only reason why. It's CNN. No. CNN wasn't, they're not going to pay to interview this guy. Of course not. All right, guys. What are we, 140 away from tonight? Yeah, 140 away from this evening. Let's go ahead and fuck that. Let's hold that goal down and assassinate it like it was a health insurance CEO. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats. All right, let's have somebody break the Venmo and PayPal cherry for tonight, and let's have somebody gift the first membership for tonight. Let's go ahead and do that. Doomclone says, no, this was from last night. What? I mean, look, Mersh is circling the drain as it is. I mean, that guy, he's another one. I mean, I kind of have the lowest form of humanoid kind of orbiting around me. I think it says a lot about them. I think he's desperate for my attention. He's desperate for the clout that comes with chasing Steel Toe because, lost the Rumble contract. He's been spiraling about that. He's gaining immense amount of weight, doing more drugs, drinking more, being fucked up on stream. It's rough for old Mersh. So I get why he's doing it. And look, Gino and I aren't like best buds. It's not like Gino and I are, planning trips and going golfing anytime soon. So if Gino thinks I'm a fucking asshole, what do you do? I just assumed that clip was back when Gino went on Mersh's show and talked about what a fucking dingleberry I was. I'll be honest with you, Doomclone. I know your channel thrives on drama and stuff. It's just, that doesn't do it for me. Final Boss gifting a Steel Toe membership. There you go. We're off the membership gifting schneid. Keep it going. Keep it going. Doomclone says it was an interesting back and forth. Gino defended you. Oh, well, that's sweet. Thank you. Well, then that's very nice of Gino, and I appreciate that. Very cool. But yeah, as far as Mersh goes, doesn't really work for me because when I watch Mersh, like I watch that _Mersh YouTube channel, and I know this is going to sound weird, but I feel bad for Mersh. Like that's just a guy. It's hard to watch somebody fall apart in real time in slow motion, no matter what shitty things they say about you or anything, because like this is all just internet horseshit. But he really is having a tough go of it. I mean, the delusions he has about Rumble, like he sounds like a paranoid guy, like somebody writing a manifesto. He thinks that Rumble is like keeping tabs on him and that he's some kind of guy like infiltrating Rumble and like taking it down from the inside. He's really just a guy who's fucking bitter that Rumble didn't renew his contract. Honestly, if I were in Mersch's position, I would have been honored that Rumble even gave me a contract I didn't deserve in the first place. I think that Mersch should be considered lucky that he even got that Rumble deal to begin with, that they got it in a time where they were kind of handing him out. So, I don't know. His whole demeanor lately has been that of someone who's willfully breaking down. 199 from Alan Powell, the real AP. He says, did you see Mersch point a gun at his own head? No, I'm a little behind on the underscore Mersch videos. I will admit. Doom Clone says it's hard to watch someone fall apart in real time. Aaron Imholt to Steel Toe fans after this year. Well, see, I did the first half of 2024. I went, and then we started lifting up. You know, it's all about that pull up. That's what's important. And maybe, you know, look, there's a chance that maybe Mersch has a pull up moment. It's possible. But I don't know anything about the gun to his own head thing. Thank you, Alan Powell. 135 away from tonight. Thank you guys very much. Let's continue on. If you feel like continuing to contribute, certainly we're not going to stop you. Thank you very much. 135 is the number for tonight. Speaking, you know, we mentioned Alex Jones a couple of times. We have an update on the InfoWars thing. Oh, Taste Ferry Alto says he did that on stream. He really did. He put a gun to his own fucking head on stream. What the hell? Wow. He's going through something. It's not just the Rumble thing. I think there's a lot of things that he was expecting after the Rumble thing happened that didn't pan out that way, and now he's just I think there's bitterness, and that bitterness creates anger, and he's just kind of lashing out because, you know, we didn't really do anything to the guy. I think he kind of sees the things circling the drain a little bit, and I became a convenient coping target, and he also saw that maybe it could grab him some views. But the way he's acting towards Rumble is unhinged, and even the way he's acting towards me is a little kooky, but desperate men do desperate things. Taste Ferry Ialto says Alan Powell's stream. Go ahead, or Alan Powell's channel. Give us a link. Give Alan Powell a link. Throw his channel link up there. Nice enough guy, right? So we have an update on the Onion InfoWars thing. I don't think the Onion's going to get InfoWars. It seems like this thing was bullshit from the get-go, and that this judge is going to shoot this whole thing down, because the whole point of Alex Jones being forced to sell InfoWars is that it's going to help pay down the $1.5 billion he owns in that government lawsuit that he was ruled against in. And they, at the last minute, they changed this whole thing. They changed the whole sale of InfoWars. They said all the bids will be sealed and we don't have to pick the highest bidder. Now, that's odd to me because Alex Jones still owns InfoWars. He should be able to sell it to whoever he wants to for the largest amount of money he can get. Instead, they took it all, seized it from him, said, we're going to seal the bids. You don't get to know how much they offered. And then we're going to pick whichever one we want. And I guess the families, the Sandy Hook families, waived some of the $1.5 billion so that the Onion could buy it. Kind of gross. So then that was challenged in court, and a Texas courtroom said, no, this isn't right. And it looks like this week they're going to make a ruling. And what people in the know are saying is that the ruling's going to side with Alex Jones and say, you guys need to do this again. The bids need to be open, and you need to take the highest bidder. I think what the establishment is worried about, they're worried about like a Glenn Beck or an Elon Musk or somebody like that buying InfoWars and then, basically paying off Alex Jones's debt and then allowing him to continue to operate as though InfoWars was his. But the problem is they tried to backdoor hook and crook the whole thing, and now they're getting fucked over in court. A bid by The Onion to buy Alex Jones's conspiracy theory platform returned today to a Texas courtroom where a judge heard arguments on whether a bankruptcy auction was properly run as Jones alleges collusion and fraud. I mean, this bankruptcy auction was held in a way that no other bankruptcy auction has ever been held. I mean, they created special rules that seemed like they were specifically designed to fuck over Alex. U.S. bankruptcy judge Christopher Lopez in Houston is looking into the November auction and how a trustee chose The Onion over the only other bidder, which was a company affiliated with Jones that offered twice as much money as The Onion. See, I knew it. They were going to give Alex Jones the money. They were going to give him his company back, and they were going to knock down a significant... This was never about justice for the Sandy Hook families. This was never about getting them what they're owed, quote unquote. This was all about fucking Alex Jones. This was all about punishing him. This was all about trying to end him and finish him. So now we know for sure that there was one other bidder on InfoWars, which tells me, by the way, that The Onion and the Sandy Hook families told other groups, other lefty groups that were probably going to make a bid, shh, don't make a bid, don't do anything. We're going to make the bid on all of our behalf, and we're going to get InfoWars. It'll be great. So I have no doubt that there was collusion as evidence that there were only two bids, my aching ass. And then the other one was a group associated with Jones that offered twice as much money, and they didn't give it to him. So the books were cooked here. This was a bullshit deal. So I think the judge has to overturn this. They have to do this openly. They have to have a wide open process, and they got to take the highest bid. The sale of InfoWars is part of Jones' personal bankruptcy case, which he filed in late 2022 after he was ordered to pay nearly $1.5 billion in defamation lawsuits. Now, most of the proceeds from the sale of InfoWars, as well as many of Jones's personal assets, will go to the Sandy Hook families to help satisfy judgments issued by juries and judges in state courts in Connecticut and Texas. Some proceeds will go to Jones' other creditors. The Onion, which wants to turn InfoWars' website and social media accounts into parodies, offered $1.75 million for InfoWars assets in the auction. While First United American Companies, which runs a website in Jones's name that sells nutritional supplements, bid $3.5 million. Okay, so this was a bullshit deal for sure. The Onion's bid also included a pledge by many of the Sandy Hook families to forego some or all of the auction proceeds due to them to give creditors a total of $100,000 more than they would receive under other bids. Yeah. So they tried to collude the fuck over Alex, and I think the problem here is they fucked him over so hard and so openly that a judge is going to have no choice but to shoot this whole thing down. I mean, even for trying to backdoor fuck a guy over, that's pretty overt. I think, so Alex has InfoWars as of right now. Truth News World says Alex is going to get his website back. Well, here's the thing. He already has it. Like, Alex Jones gets to keep InfoWars while all of this is being hashed out. The other thing, Elon Musk has said that if you read Twitter's or X's terms of service, that Alex Jones doesn't own his Twitter account, so that whoever buys InfoWars doesn't get the InfoWars Twitter account, that X actually owns it. So they can give it to Alex if they want to, which is, again, interesting in its own right. So I don't know what's going to happen for sure with InfoWars, but it doesn't seem like they're going to let this Onion thing stand. And to be honest with you, it probably shouldn't. I would like to see it go to someone who's going to let Alex Jones continue to operate. That would be ideal. And it sounds like that's who was going to win until they stepped in and changed all the rules. Paul with 199 says, any chances for wedding bells with SP by Christmas? Now. Wedding bells, Christmas. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? All right, guys, 135 away from tonight's goal. Let's go on a little bit of a rally here. It is the top of the hour. We did not get under $100, but we had a pretty good first hour. I'm pretty happy with it. Thank you guys very much, and thank you to the final boss for gifting a membership. Red Fox Mad becoming a member for his 31st month. I appreciate that. Let's go big on the PayPal and the Venmo. Let's throw in some gifted memberships. Let's diversify this shit tonight. Let's knock out this evening's goal. Let's call it another win for the toe, and let's have ourselves a perfect Monday, a perfect start to the week after what was an amazing week last week. Thank you guys so much for that. I mean, everything was so easy. It seemed like we didn't even have a 5 minute a final 5 minute, can rattling segment last week. So again, thank you guys very much for your generosity. Let's keep going. Everybody throw in their 5 or 10. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants, gifted memberships, which are always cool. Go check out last night's members only show. It was a good one. And let's get you a half hour of overtime. Let's go another hour and a half tonight by knocking out that 135. Thanks again. All right. This story is out of Texas. This is I've said it before. I'll say it again. Being a school teacher should be like being a beat cop or should be like being a soldier in a war zone. You should only be allowed so much time in a specific grade or a specific school, because I think these people go nuts. And I think they just do wild shit that they normally wouldn't do, but they just break from having to deal with children all the time. So this teacher in Conroe, Texas, banned bathroom breaks at, I believe, an elementary school. They banned bathroom breaks, and then kids started pissing themselves. I'm not kidding. And now, naturally, this has become front page news. And this is all over TV in Texas. This has become a national story now because the parents naturally are complaining that their kids are coming home with piss in their pants because the teachers won't let them go to the bathroom. Let's get some background on this. I'm sure some of you are dying to find a reason to side with the teachers on this. Let's figure it out.
Conroe ISD parents are outraged after receiving a message that their children lost their privilege to use the restroom.
Yeah, they say several of those first grade students ended up using the restroom on themselves.
What a weird, yeah, because you can't say pissed your pants on TV. Went to the bathroom on themselves. There's got to be a better way to say that. That's not like unprofessional. Wow, there really isn't, is there? They went to the bathroom. They went to the restroom on themselves. They had accidents, right? Isn't that the term we always use? They had accidents.
Students ended up using the restroom on themselves.
Did any of your classmates have an accident?
Yeah.
This man named Patrick Melton kept trying to buy our pants. It was really, really weird.
Some people were crying to death to go to the bathroom.
Crying to death? Oh my God. Fucking children died because they banned the bathroom. Kids cried to death. Breathe in, breathe out.
Well, tonight we are hearing from one of the children who was inside the classroom in an interview that you will see only on 2 tonight. Joy Addison joins us from that.
Were you one of the kids who pissed themselves? No, I ain't no pussy bitch. I can hold my urine.
Elementary school in Conroe with what that child had to say. Joy.
That Bartlett Elementary School first grade teacher, Ashley Barrera, sent the message yesterday evening, but parents say this issue didn't just start yesterday. They say it's been ongoing for weeks. Now, Amber Johnson's daughter is a student inside of that classroom. She tells us what happened. She says that her classmates were screaming and crying to go to the bathroom, and some of them even went to the restroom on themselves.
What the fuck happened? We're a minute into this story. You've already told us twice that they pissed themselves. Why did the teacher ban the bathroom? Like, it better be a good reason. Were there first graders doing coke off the mirrors? Were they shooting up heroin? Like, why did this first grade teacher feel need to invoke the power of God to not be able to let these little kids relieve themselves, for Christ's sake?
Miss Barrera took it away from us, and like my friends need to go potty really bad.
Oh. How long were your friends waiting to go potty?
A long time.
A long time. How many times did they ask to go to the bathroom?
Probably like 10.
Amber Johnson's.
Jesus. I mean, and little kids are not known for being able to hold it very well. You would think as a teacher, like, you would want to just let them go to the bathroom. Like, after the third or fourth thing, can I go to the bathroom? Can I go to the bathroom? I know when I pick my son up from school, it's one of the, can we stop? Can we stop? I have to go to the bathroom. And you're like, yes, we're going to stop immediately. Because there's no reason not to. There's no reason not to let the kid go to the bathroom. The fuck? You're teaching, it's first grade. You're teaching shoe tying and addition. It'll come back around.
Daughter said yesterday, just after lunch, the restroom pass went missing. So Ms. Barrera punished the entire class. Around 3 p.m., parents received this message from Ms.
A first grader, a fucking 6 or 7 year old misplaced a little laminated sheet of paper you use for the bathroom. So you let kids piss themselves? Can we please not let the teachers union protect this idiot? Cut her loose. Let her go. She's not first grade teacher material.
Ms. Barrera. It says the class had lost their privilege to use the restroom. Their lunch is at noon, so that's about 3 hours until dismissal.
Yeah, dude, making a bunch of little kids, not letting any kids go to the bathroom for 3 hours in first grade, you're going to end up with some piss pants. Not only that, now you're a teacher who's dealing with kids pissing their pants in your classroom. You don't want to deal with that headache.
Yeah, did any of your classmates have an accident?
Yeah. Some people were crying to death to go to the bathroom.
So initially we were told...
She's a little old for first grade. I will say this kid's being a bit of a little snitch, but I guess all for the good of the students.
After we, as parents, got into a group and started talking more, it has come down to there's about 6 who actually soiled themselves and had.
Holy shit! You know what you do though, and this is where 6 or 7 year olds are a little bit helpless, because if you're an adult and someone tries to do this, like, clearly the message you send is you take a shit on their desk. And then you're going to see that bathroom pass come back pretty quick. They'll just write bathroom pass on a piece of notebook paper and hand it to you. Like, you don't even have to actually shit on their desk. If you drop your pants and you just squat over their desk, they'll hand you a bathroom pass, you can go. But 6 and 7 year olds don't know that. So they just stand there helplessly pissing all over themselves.
Accidents.
Ashley Chansey's son is also in this classroom. She says her son's desk mate was one of those students who just couldn't wait.
And I understand you weren't able to meet with us in person because you work nights, but tell me what happened with your son.
So the little girl unfortunately soiled herself then and there in front of the whole class, which the class erupted in laughter as kids.
Oh no. So, like, there's no sense of solidarity between these little bastards either. Like, they're going through this crisis moment with their teacher, where she's not letting them go to the bathroom, and like a kid pees their pants and they don't have like this is unjust, this is wrong. All of them just point and laugh at her. That shows you that, like, even when we're young, like when we're in groups, we're not good. Like, we're all little Nazis naturally, deep down. It's not something we learn. It's not like a learned behavior. We really are just pack animals that gang up on the weak ones. Because, reasonably, if someone says, you guys can't go to the bathroom, you should all be uniting against that person. And if one of the kids pees their pants, you all rally behind that student and, remember the accident. And then you use that as your rallying cry to get the bathroom pass back. But instead, one kid pisses their pants like, you fucking loser. And it's like, guys, that's not how we're going to get the bathroom pass back. It's a great microcosm for the way this country is run. This country's been trying to take our bathroom pass away from us forever, and every time we get close to unifying, we bully the person who pissed themselves because of it.
That are 7 do, and the little girl was just absolutely mortified and humiliated, and my son was just accounting that there was urine on the seat, there was urine all over the little girl, there was a puddle of urine under the chair, and that nobody came to help and nobody came to clean it up for the remainder of the day.
John.
So, now you're the teacher. You've banned the bathroom pass, but now you've created this problem where now there's piss all over your classroom. A janitor has to now come in and clean that up. You're letting a girl sit in pissed-in pants. You're creating a way bigger headache for yourself. But hey, you enforced your authority. Good for you.
Johnson says she is outraged.
Inhumane to not allow somebody to relieve themselves of a bodily function that everybody has. Important. It can develop a series of different health issues, UTIs, bladder infections in boys and girls. They're just outraged. We're all outraged. We want something done.
I did reach out to Conroe ISD, and they sent me a statement saying that Ms. Barrera is out on leave until they finish their investigation.
That's right. You're full of shit too, Barrera. That was a fist that hit you. I don't understand what the teacher gained from all that. Like, congratulations. You really showed those 6-year-olds who now pissed their pants. A, goodbye Teacher of the Year award. B, please, like, spell it out for me. Write it out on a sheet of paper, the step-by-step where you thought this was going to go. Klopogram says that classroom smelled like San Francisco, right? Like, you only fucked yourself over on this one. There's literally zero part of this story that works out for the teacher. Everyone now thinks you're a bitch and a monster. Like, you're done. Like, you're probably, at the very least, you're suspended. McBuster says Melton is drooling watching this. I know, it's disgusting to think of. But, like, you're gone. You're done. But even in the moment, like, we're taking the bathroom pass away from all of you. It was one student who lost the bathroom pass, and he's 6 or 7 years old. Print out a couple. They're going to get lost over time. 6 and 7-year-olds not real solid with that stuff. And now you've got a pissed-in classroom, as Klopogram says, that smells like San Francisco. Truth News World says, bag of sand with red fingernails. She looks like she made the wrong college choice. Jesus. I don't think that's where we were going with this, but... Yeah, Bigot on Socialist Media says, fuck that. I couldn't concentrate with the smell of piss around. Yeah, as a teacher, you probably don't want that. Triple N just says, oh, she's fired. Oh, she's gone. Unless the teachers union is really bad, and I imagine in Texas it's probably not that bad. At the very least, it's a suspension. McBuster says, if they're old enough to pee, they're old enough to work at the steel mill. Am I right? Yeah, that's what it is. Truth News World says, I puked in 2nd grade and teacher never got over it. School became prison. MSO says, I just read she was fired. Okay. Texas school teacher fired. Disciplinary action taken against Texas. Here we go. Oh, we do have a quick update.
We start tonight with parents outraged after a Conroe ISD teacher admits to taking away bathroom privileges from elementary school students, causing several kids to wet themselves.
It is a story.
How about that? Well, I think this channel's handling it better than the other one did. They're using better terminology.
Story we first brought to you on our website, KHOU.com. Victor Jacobo joins us live from outside Bartlett Elementary School in Conroe. Victor, you spoke with parents whose children were in that classroom. What did they tell you?
Well, we know this part. But what do we know about the teacher? A Texas elementary school teacher was fired after denying restroom access to students as a form of punishment. So she is gone as of today. She is done. She got fired from the school district. All right, so she's finished. As she should be. Kids should all get together to piss on the teacher. Should that be part of the punishment? All the kids get together and they just piss on her? That, I don't know. Like, at what point does the retribution also make you the villain? You know, $135 away from tonight's goal. We've definitely frozen up a little bit monetarily. We got off to a great start, but we've definitely locked up. If you feel like supporting this show and what we do, please throw in a few bucks. We do appreciate it. $135 in the next 45 minutes, not unheard of. And of course, if we hit that number, we do an extra 30 minutes of show for you tonight. And we got plenty of stuff to talk about. We got Daniel Penny stuff coming up. If we get any Mangione updates, we'll get you those as well. But let's go on a little bit of a rally here. Everybody throw in a little bit. As you can see, the standings, Flinty Gecko in first place in the Chad Buzamach donor ratings. $75 from Flinty, Chris O with 40, Need Trump with 35, and Trucker 18-Wheeler with $33. Thank you. Rick Start parody account with a very important question. Did they ever find the bathroom pass? Oh, no. What if it was in her desk the whole time? What if she did get it back? Oh, the tragedy of it. All those pissed pants for nothing. Brett Mack says, bury her up to her neck and let the golden shower begin. Why so graphic? Why does it have to be so graphic, though? 1:35 away from tonight. Like I said, we go on a little bit of a rally. We're in good shape for the night. Go ahead and throw in a few bucks, everybody, and we'll knock this thing out. McBuster says there's no way, no matter how much they beg, that I'm going to pee on a lady on my own bed in my house. If it's at her place, I'm leaving after, and I want her to pay next time. Well, I'll tell you this, man. It's good to have standards. It's good to know where you will piss, on whom you will piss, and who's going to pay for the privilege. Kloppo Graham writes, 20 kids, 1 cup. Oh, God. No! We're not having the kids shit and make the teacher eat. Guys, we're going too far. All we wanted to do was make this teacher pay for what she'd done. That's all. How about to avoid any problems or any controversy, we have the parents piss on the teacher? That I would feel more comfortable if we had the parents do the pissing and all of that. I'm just saying maybe some of you guys are getting a little aggressive with your retribution. That's all. 1:35 away from tonight's goal. Let's get that knocked out and call it a perfect start to the week. Well, guys, should we see how black people are taking the Daniel Penny verdict? If you didn't hear this morning, Daniel Penny was acquitted on the lesser charge, and the manslaughter charge was dismissed last week. So Daniel Penny is free to go in the death of Jordan Neely. Do you remember this guy from this morning? The guy with this guy has the coolest jacket ever. It's called Cluck. He's got a Clucks Busters jacket on. So on the front, it says Clucks Busters. See, I would call it Clan Busters, but, marketing and all. And on the back, he has the Ghostbusters logo, but instead of the white ghost, it's a Klansman with the hood on and everything. It's a really cool jacket. I mean, don't get me wrong. He's a fucking dipshit. But his jacket is really awesome. I think he should have to give it to Daniel Penny, personally. But let's just check out how things are going outside the courtroom in this Daniel Penny thing. I hope people are being reasonable because, whenever we have one of these big trials, people go, we just want justice to be served. And the way justice works in the United States is that you have a trial, the arguments are presented, and a jury of your peers comes up with a verdict. And so Daniel Penny got justice. He got his trial. Verdict came back. They said not guilty. So let's hear the response from all of the people outside of the courtroom, because I'm sure they made this about justice and not about race.
What we preach is unity. Black unity.
Oh, well, I mean, you see, that second part kind of negates that first part. Like the first part you came up with, that sounded nice. Unity, everyone getting along, everyone being tolerant. Sounds lovely. That second part, the black unity, look, Mr. Clucksbuster, I'm not trying to bust up your shit or anything. That seems to sort of contradict the first one. Just me.
Stop begging this system to justify our lives.
And start begging to donate to Steel Toe to knock out that $135 goal tonight. That's what you should be begging for.
Stop begging this system for justice. When things happen to you, you step up and defend yourself.
Fucks yeah. What does that mean?
Just like everybody else seeks justice on their own, just like everybody else has vigilantes.
Uh-oh, this is about to go to a bad spot. By the way, Aries Spears is just not funny anymore. God damn. So we went from we want unity to we want black unity to we want justice to vigilantes. Why do I have a feeling that the next 5 to 6 seconds of this video are going to really take a drive off a cliff?
Just like everybody else has vigilantes, we need some black vigilantes.
Uh-oh. Black Batman arc impending. So it is funny. So we all want justice unless the verdict doesn't go the way we want. Then we need vigilantes. And vigilantes for what? Like, what exactly in your mind happened that made this a vigilante situation? Like, Daniel Penny choked a guy who was threatening the lives and safety of people on a subway train. Jordan Neely was still alive when the cops got there. They didn't want to perform mouth-to-mouth on the guy because he was a disgusting bum and they thought they would get diseases. So I'm going to have to go ahead and say that this guy might be a little full of shit. Sorry. And now I haven't looked, I've been following this a little bit. I haven't seen if there's been a lot of rioting or looting or anything in New York City. I mean, more than usual. But I will say that jacket is pretty dope. Oh, here it is. Oh, somebody put it up in the chat. A $300. Okay, it's not $350 cool. It's a Dickies brand jacket. So this is like a name brand jacket. What the fuck? $350 for the Clux Busters. Does it have the guy with the hood on the back? Yep, there it is. Get the fuck out of town, really. For $350, the Clux Busters sweatshirt can be yours. The Klansman does look scared shitless of the Clux Busters in that animation, though. Thank you. I got to go back to the chat. Who found that link? Los Federales. Thank you. God. I mean, we don't even try. Yeah, Los Federales says, "We coming for you, sucker." We want justice. All right, not guilty. We want to burn shit down. We need some black vigilantes up in this motherfucker. Vigilantes for what? Like, you want, again, Daniel Penny choked out a guy not because he was black. He choked out a guy because that guy was threatening people on the subway and he had a history of assaulting people in the subway. So this wasn't like Daniel Penny. He just went out looking for a black man to choke. It's not the way it works. Although I do believe that is what some people honestly believe this was. For sure. McBuster says, fuck that. I want a picture of David Duke and Zool on my jacket for $350. I get it. 135 bucks away from today's goal. We have, I'm not going to say we've stalled out. We have flatlined for tonight's evening show. Please and thank you if you feel like throwing into the program. PayPal, Venmo, Streamlabs, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's get that 135 to a comfortable number here so we can line up, bringing it in for a landing in the last 5 minutes of the show. We got 30 minutes until we rattle the cans and see if we can beg our way to break an even tonight. Throw in a couple of bucks. Doomclone writes, "Wah, I'm Aaron and I can't hit the goal. Wah." Guys, Doomclone is hurting my feelings tonight. We struggled to get to it this morning, and we ended up 25 bucks ahead for the evening show. But now the morning show got really difficult, and now the evening show tonight is difficult, and now Doomclone's making me feel bad. So if we could rally up in spite of Doomclone's taunting and harassment, I would really appreciate it. MSO says you cheated this morning. Yes, I did. MSO, I said this morning that was a win for you. That was another win for the MSO. But I still cheated my way to make the money. I mean, did I cheat, though? Like, I did 45 minutes of overtime. So I needed to make more money, so I just worked more. I put more time on the clock. I put in some overtime, if you will. So, yes, let's go ahead and rally up. Yeah, MSO says, just saying. No, you're right. No, I Eddie Guerrero'd my way to knocking out this morning's goal, and I will do the same tonight if I have to. Thank you very much to Nicholas, my golfing buddy, with $10. Let's get him on the scoreboard here. $10 from him. We appreciate that. Very nice of you, sir. 125 away from tonight. So yeah, I'm currently being bullied and harassed by Doom clones. So feel bad for me, pity me, rally for me, because I'm being harassed, if you will. Triple N says, thing about me, Aaron Imholt, is I must meet my gay goal. It's not a gay goal. It's asexual. Skeezy Whitefish says, today only the new steel toe goal has increased by $350. No, Skeezy, I am not buying the jacket. It's still $125. Los Federales says, Aaron's jacket will say Cuckbusters instead. Thank you. It's very kind. It's very kind. Los Federales says, hey, MSO, in Aaron's defense, he worked harder than a midget at a strip bar this morning. Oh, that's very sweet. Thank you for coming to my defense. 125 is the number for tonight. Let's get that under $100 before we start rattling the cans. There had to be a few more. I also saw that Jordan Neely's dad finally showed up. Or not, Jordan Neely. His dad finally showed up to bitch about the verdict. If he would have, I'll say this, if Jordan Neely's dad would have been around, when Jordan Neely was having all these fucking mental problems and all these episodes and, being an abject crazy person on the subway, maybe we could have avoided this whole thing altogether. Gee, wouldn't that have been nice, Pops? Let's go ahead and listen to him.
I just want to say, I miss my son.
Oh, look, there's our Clucksbusters guy. He's right back there again.
My son didn't have to go through this. I didn't have to go through this either. It hurts. Really, really hurts. What are we going to do, people?
Ooh, I know what we're going to do. We're going to not threaten to beat the living shit out of people on the subway and make New York City's transportation in the morning a wretched hellhole of a place to be. That sure would be nice. What we're going to do, and by the way, I don't think New York City's going to do this, but what they should do is have more people stand up and say, we're not going to stand for people being fucking terrorists on the subway, terrorizing people on the way to work, and, letting these mentally ill jackals run amok. We're going to have more Daniel Pennies. White, black, Asian, Latino Daniel Pennies all over the place. So we can stop all the Jordan Neelys from fucking up people's day. That'd be nice.
What's going to happen to us now? I had enough of this. System is rigged.
Mm-hmm. Rigged. Oh, you know what? It's not even worth it because you knew this was what he was going to come out and say.
Come on, people. Let's do something about this.
You know what? I think that time it's going to work. Here's the other thing. Like, I don't really want to argue with any of these people gathered in front of these microphones because, A, the guy in the suit is just trying to make money off of this. And the rest of these people, they don't give a shit about what really happened anyway. So it's not like arguing with them about what happened is going to change anything. Arguing with these people, they're just going to, they don't know what we know because they didn't follow the story. They waited until they heard what they wanted to hear, and then they stopped listening. Like when the story first came out, hey, this white guy with military service just choked out this black guy. Here's a picture of him as a Michael Jackson impersonator. That must be what he was dressed like when Daniel Penny choked him. That disgusting white racist murderer. That's the narrative they wanted. They stuck with it. That's what they went with. They didn't bother to look into it any further. They didn't bother to look in and see that, oh, Daniel Penny had been arrested 20 times for fucking with people on the subway. Or Jordan Neely had been arrested 20 times for fucking with people on the subway. They didn't look into that. Why? They didn't care. They had the story they wanted. They fucking ran with it. They still have that story. So me sitting there pausing it every 5 seconds and going, you guys are full of shit, blah, blah, blah. It's not going to, like, we literally live in a time where in cases like this, we have two sets of facts that people believe. And you have any media source you want that will confirm whatever it is you think about it. Truth News World with $5 says $345 left for your jacket. I don't think I'm going to get the Cluxbusters jacket, but thank you so much for the $5. We really do appreciate everyone's contributions on this show. That puts us 120 away from tonight. Hey, man, keep it going. Let's get that knocked out. Let's do a half hour of overtime. Again, we are $120 away, and we do appreciate it. We got a little rally going. Keep it up. We'll get this thing banged out in no time. We appreciate it. Plus, if you want to get on the leaderboard, there's plenty of room there still. Plenty of room on the Steel Toe leaderboard. Yankee says the ignorant are willful. It's pointless. Yeah, I mean, but again, it's because they have this victimhood concept, and if the story they are fed feeds into that victimhood story, then they're going to buy it. And then they're going to stop listening after that because everything works out. Everything falls into place where they need it to be. So the Jordan Neely stuff, I'm glad it's over. I'm glad that Daniel Penny is acquitted. I'm glad he's not going to go to prison, but I think it sucks that he even had to go through this. And the problem I'm having is that Daniel Penny just having to go through this is going to stop a lot of other people from standing up for anyone else on the subway. Like anyone else who might be a vigilante or anyone else who might step forward and stop people from being harassed on the subway, they're not going to act because of what Daniel Penny had to go through. I thought of Hobo Chili Recipe when I saw this next story. Cracker Barrel faces backlash for refusing service. I think about Hobo Chili Recipe too often nowadays because as I'm rewatching Mad Men for the third time, I'm seeing Golden Corral commercials all over the place. Now, I've never been to a Golden Corral, but Hobo Chili Recipe keeps accusing me of being a Golden Corral aficionado. And the other restaurant he's referenced before is Cracker Barrel, another restaurant I've never been to in my entire life, but Hobo Chili Recipe insists that I'm obsessed. This last story reminded me of him. I had to play it. Not only that, this has to be the dumbest fucking restaurant I've ever seen. I mean, this is a bad publicity story waiting to happen. This one's out of Maryland. Here we go. 120 away from tonight's goal, 20 minutes away from rattling the cans. If you can throw in a few bucks, please do. We're 120 away from a perfect start to the week. Thank you, guys.
Crane Highway is now at the center of controversy in Waldorf. Many are asking whether students with special needs were snubbed. Everyone in the community is talking about this, and new at 5, Maryland Bureau Chief Brad Bell hears from one of the students' parents and has an explanation from the restaurant.
Great. I can't wait to hear your explanation as to fucking why you denied a bus full of special needs students. I mean, of the list of shit that you're going to find yourself on the news about, turning down veterans, telling the elderly to go fuck themselves, rolling someone out of your restaurant in a wheelchair and yelling at them, and denying retarded people a chance to eat. Those are pretty much tops on the checklist.
Stacey Campbell's 9-year-old son, Jojo, was diagnosed with autism.
Uh-oh. Not only is it a Cracker Barrel, not only are they accused of having special needs kids denied service, but he's also black. That's this really is the Cracker Barrel's worst nightmare. Hey, you denied service to special needs kids. We'd like to release a statement. Wait, we're not finished. He's also black. Fuck.
16 months. He has special needs, and she says he's benefited from a Charles County Schools program called Achieve, which includes community-based activities like going to stores and restaurants.
Oh, no, please tell me that not all of the special needs kids were black. Please tell me that the Cracker Barrel did not deny all black special needs kids. Cracker Barrel, do you have a comment? Well, you see, all of our elderly white patrons from the restaurant and the gift shop all just kind of side-eyed the shit out of the autistic kids, and we figured it would be a problem, especially on Daniel Penny, Jordan Neely Day. You know, things were tense here.
of trips are extremely beneficial to them because, or for him specifically, because it allows him to be able to explore without all of the white noise and all of.
Whoa. Cracker Barrel, white noise. Is nobody self-aware in this story? What the fuck, guys?
All of his senses being overloaded.
But Tuesday, one of those field trips to the Cracker Barrel restaurant in Waldorf went astray. It wasn't the kids' behavior, according to a letter to parents from a teacher. The group of 11 children and 7 staffers was denied service, with the manager telling them to remove the restaurant from the Achieve program's list of approved businesses.
Holy shit. So this was like a program that Cracker Barrel was like involved in. And the general manager's like, hey, why don't you black people take all your special needs kids and get the fuck out of here? Whoa. I mean, did you turn too much of a profit this year and you're trying to lose a little before tax time? What the fuck? Yeah, we just don't want to stay that busy during the Christmas rush, so we're trying to cut down on people. And we figured kicking black autistic kids out of the restaurant would dwindle down on our occupancy rate.
So if you're telling them to take us off of the list, then they're not welcome there. Why?
So Campbell posted the entire letter on social media.
Oh, no. You never want that. Hey, boss, you know how we quietly wanted to disassociate from that autistic black kid program? Yeah, the letter's online and it's not being received well.
I posted it for awareness, right? And again, it was more so for my community of moms and dads who have children who cannot speak for themselves, who can't advocate for themselves.
Her post,
but they can count the shit out of toothpicks,
drawing hundreds of comments in support of the children and prompting the superintendent of schools to issue her own statement to the entire community, criticizing the treatment of the group by the restaurant. Cracker Barrel now telling 7 News it was a staffing problem, creating confusion about a closed section of dining room, and they apologize and they want to make things right.
Whoa, wait, I'm sorry, but bullshit. You had a staffing shortage that caused you to close the second dining room. Then why did you write a letter saying you wanted to withdraw from the Feeding Autistic Kids program? That doesn't sound to me like you had a few waitresses call in sick that day.
I do not buy the excuse that, they're giving.
Tell them, sister.
One, and my family, for one, will not be spending a dime and supporting that establishment.
The superintendent saying that they've heard from other businesses that want to host the school group. And while some on Facebook are calling for a boycott and they're planning a protest here.
From
what we've seen.
That's going to cut down on business at the Cracker Barrel. Bunch of black people sitting in. Because the average age of the Cracker Barrel patron remembers actual lunch counter sit-ins. They make, hey, what are they upset about now this time?
This Cracker Barrel has been busy all day. The customers I've spoken to saying they were unaware of the controversy in Waldorf.
Which I'm sure Cracker Barrel loves. You get that the news showed up to go to all their patrons and be like, hey, what are you eating here for? And they're like, I don't know. You didn't hear about the big controversy? No, I didn't. That's where like a Cracker Barrel employee should have been out there going, all right, welcome to Cracker Barrel. Come on in. Could you fuck off for just a second? No, come on in. We're glad to have you. It's, we got great deals for you today. Fucking please get out of here. You got some news guy going, oh, you haven't heard about the controversy? No, what controversy? Oh, they're kicking out retarded black kids. What? How could they? I did. I mean, look, I'm going to have my biscuits and gravy today. I've got a schedule to keep, but I mean, I'm going to go somewhere else tomorrow. Fucking hell, dude. Why? Why did you have to stand outside the Cracker Barrel and tell everybody what the Cracker Barrel did to the autistic black kids? Oh, no. I mean, Das Optic Nerve and McBuster might be right. They might be changing their name. Just go ahead and call it what you are. Peckerwood Barrel, Honky Barrel. It's cut out the middleman. Just call it Daniel Penny's Restaurant. Truth News World says, who in the fuck is going to take a field trip to a Cracker Barrel? Sounds like the adults want to grift a free meal. During school, didn't anyone take a field trip to a restaurant? Well, it's for like special needs kids. It's for like autistic kids and stuff. And I'm guessing because it's Cracker Barrel, they get to like go to the shop and everything. There's a little more room to move around. I don't know. Rated R Superstar with $1 says Aaron is more of a bonanza man anyway. It's okay if Cracker Barrel won't let you in. What? No, that's not a problem for me. It's not my issue. Brett Mack says, I don't see a Gerbarrel up on that sign. Do you? Oh, wait. I'm sorry. You can't read. Now, why? Why? Brett Mack says they're going to rename it Cracker Barrel of Monkeys. No. You know, I'm starting to get the feeling that maybe the audience is not seeing this story as something to be taken seriously. Starting to think that maybe our audience sees this as a chance for them to make racist jokes. And to be honest, I thought I'd trained you better. I thought you guys were better people than that. I'm just kidding. None of us thought you were better than that. All right, guys, we are still $120 away from tonight's goal. Please, everyone, chip in. Let's get a perfect start to the week. What are we now, $55 into tonight? Ruh-roh. Let's get ourselves a nice big rally. I do want to have a perfect Monday. I hope we can knock this out. So pretty please throw in a few bucks. Streamlabs, PayPal, gifted memberships, Venmo, Rumble Rants. Check in, throw a few bucks Steel Toes way, and let's call it another win for the toe. Oh, we do have a statement from the governor of Pennsylvania on the Luigi Mangione arrest. We also have our Chad Buzamach View clip of the day coming up. You wouldn't believe it, but the View gals got into an argument today about who hates Trump more. I'm sure the competition was fierce, like women fighting over the bouquet at a wedding. Let's go ahead and listen to see what Josh Shapiro, the governor of Pennsylvania, had to say about the Luis Mangione arrest.
But some attention in this case, especially online, has been deeply disturbing, as some have looked to celebrate instead of condemning this killer.
Do me a favor, guys. If I ever get caught murdering a CEO of a Fortune 500 company, could you do me a favor and try to make sure that the media doesn't post the gayest fucking pictures possible of me? I mean, this poor wop just, he wanted to be seen as a face of vigilantism, of being a symbol of street justice to the healthcare industry, and they just show him being a complete homo. And part of me believes that is by design.
This killer. Brian Thompson was a father to two. He was a husband, and he was a friend to many.
And a denier of benefits to millions. It's an impressive record that he leaves behind.
And yes, he was the CEO of a health insurance company. In America, we do not kill people in cold blood to resolve policy differences or express a viewpoint.
Tell that to Aaron Burr.
I understand people have real frustration with our healthcare system, and I have worked to address that throughout my career. But I have no tolerance, nor should anyone, for one man using an illegal ghost gun to murder someone.
Ooh, I didn't realize that part. So we get, oh, wow, this is a Democrat's wet dream. You can kind of use this story to push the single-payer healthcare thing, and you get a little gun control on the side. Ooh, Christmas come early for old Josh Shapiro here. I mean, he may not have been picked to be Kamala Harris's running mate, which may have been a blessing in disguise. But he gets a little ghost gun action and a little, single-payer nudge. I see. That's right. In America, we don't murder people in cold blood because of the gripes we have with the insurance industry. Well, no country's perfect.
Because he thinks his opinion matters most.
And it doesn't. As Josh Shapiro will make it abundantly clear, the opinion that matters most is that of his corporate donors, which includes United Healthcare. And as you know, you've put him in a very tough spot now. His donors are not happy, but he does get to talk about the ghost guns.
Civil society, We are all less safe when ideologues engage in vigilante justice.
It'd be funny if he was like, and if you are mad at the insurance companies, may I suggest eating a salad and going for a walk every once in a while, you fat fuck.
In some dark corners, this killer...
Enough about Jordan Neely.
...is being hailed as a hero. Hear me on this.
It's not really dark corners. I mean, this studio's pretty well lit. I don't see any complaints about the brightness. It's not just dark rooms. I think some of them are Starbucks, and people are talking about it openly. Like, you know what?
He is no hero.
What?
The real hero in this story is the person who called 911 at McDonald's this morning.
Oh, yeah, fucking Mayor McCheese. Give him all the credit. The fucking rat who went, Mamma mia, I think the guinea wop killer is right outside. Come on. That's the hero? It would have been ballsy if he would have called Brian Thompson the hero.
The real heroes every day in our society are the women and men who put on uniforms like these and go out in our communities to keep us safe.
Sorry about that. Imagine you're Luigi Mangione. You kill this health insurance guy. You're thinking you're some big hero. There's Josh Shapiro on TV just talking a whole bunch of mad shit. All right, we got to get into our view clip of the day. Also, well, maybe. I don't know. We got 5 minutes until we got to rattle the cans and try to make tonight's show not a complete defeat. We're $120 away from tonight's goal. If you'd like to chip in a little bit and not leave me hanging, I sure would appreciate this. Los Federales with $1 says, can we play this? It's fucking hilarious. Overtime, we'll play it if there's time. Well, no, I mean, there will be. Oh, I don't know. Not this guy. Ooh, I don't know if we can play anything from this guy. The Joker guy, he's pretty rough. No, he says some pretty fucked up shit. I would have to screen this one first. This is that, what's this guy's name? I'll put his face up there. Is that Santa Cruz Joker? No, Los Federales. I gotta scan that one first. I'm aware of that guy, and I don't know. Oh, God damn it. Doomclone says, Aaron, you need to adjust the framing of the shot. You are cutting out the MyPillow guy's face. Very disrespectful. You know what? We had another fucking power outage. So the screen I got to reset all the shit in OBS. God damn it. That's what it is. I thought that looked fucked up today. I thought that looked off. Thank you very much, Doomclone. I appreciate it. Well, shit. 120 away from today's goal. We have totally stagnated. We have, I really don't want to be. I don't want to fucking lose tonight. So if you got a couple bucks to throw our way, links are in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Rusty Grammar says Corey is going on Kill Tony. Is that true? I know he's been trying to ever since he got down to Austin. It'd be great if he was on there for a couple reasons. Number one, hopefully he would do a good job and he would make it on there. And then also, if he doesn't, we can play it on the show and make fun of him. So really, either way it works. Helgi says, oh, come on, man. I'm sure he's a Fed, but come on, that's good content. Atomic Ray says, it's been a great show. I'd hate to see it end. Well, look, man, you guys can all agree to each throw in $5 or so, and we can get this thing knocked out, and we can not fail tonight. There's only, hey, you know me. I'm hard on myself. I appreciate you guys. I say if we don't hit the goal, it's never your guys' fault that we don't knock it out. It's a quality of show issue. There's only one way to gauge the quality of the show, and that's the money it brings in. If I'm not bringing in the dough, it's because I didn't do well enough. I thought this was funny. Do you remember Barack Obama's chief of staff, Rahm Emanuel? He gave an interview recently where he said, you know what, fuck it. I'll just play it, and then we're going to beg you for money, which is unfortunate, but we hope you guys think about throwing us a couple of bucks. This is Rahm Emanuel, who was in charge of Barack Obama's White House, wondering why none of these political people ever get held accountable legally.
I think if you go back through 3 events, There's an Iraq war, which the American people were deceived, spent trillions of dollars, thousands of soldiers lost their lives, people maimed for life. People were deceived and lied into a war.
Correct.
And not one person responsible for that deception ever was held accountable.
Not one person was ever held accountable for the Iraq war. God damn it, Rahm Emanuel, you're right. I wish you would have been in a position to advise or devise a plan to hold some of those people accountable. You know, like maybe if you were in the White House that took over after the guy who started the Iraq war. Or, hey, maybe when you were in that White House, maybe you guys could have decided to get the fuck out of Iraq rather than put more troops in. You know what? There's plenty of ideas. Hindsight is 20/20. I'm sure you did your best.
6 years later, the financial industry lies to the American people.
Yeah.
People lose their homes, their livelihood.
Yeah.
And the bankers are screaming for their bonuses.
Weird. I mean, it's almost like the guy who took over right after that just kept things going, the status quo. You know, the fucking balls of these guys to come out on TV and go, like the guys who were fucking in charge to go, hey, why didn't anybody hold these guys accountable? I don't know. Why didn't you?
Nobody held accountable. Fast forward, we are, for those remaining years, the anti-establishment. In COVID, the Democrats become the establishment voice in so many different ways.
I agree with that.
And the component also is in this period of time, it's the first generation of Americans to believe that their kids' future is going to be worse than theirs, which has never happened in 200 years.
Wow, it's almost like somebody who was in charge should have done something about it instead of sucking the dick of the president who came after that. By the way, is he criticizing the COVID response? I like it. Fucking based. But great that you decided to do that after it could have mattered. Thank you very much to Beggy Monster. He says, step up your game, Aaron, or else. No shit, right? Jesus. Helgi with $5. Thank you very much, Helgi, for the 5. All right, guys, we got 5 minutes left in tonight's show. We're $115 away from tonight's goal. We got to, at the very least, get it inside of $50 to get that 30 minutes of overtime. If you think we've done a decent job tonight, throw in a few bucks. The links are in the chat. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Let's go ahead and rally up. Let's see if we can do this, guys. I appreciate all of your contributions so much and everything you've done for this program, keeping it on the air the way you have this over 4 years now, from a small town little radio show to keeping it running here on Twitch and YouTube and all of that. If you feel like knocking out the goal, if you feel like we've done enough, consider this the part of Mass where we pass around the offering plate and you throw a few bucks in. Of course, we can get you up in the top 4 there as well. Cheap little gimmick to bribe you a little bit. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Rumble Rants, Super Chats, gifted memberships. Let's do this thing, and hopefully for the next 4 minutes, we can put through enough money to keep the show going for another half hour here. Pretty please, appreciate it. Throw in a couple of bucks, and let's hammer this thing out. I do appreciate it. Has been fun tonight. I have had a great time with you guys. I hope you've had a great time as well. I really hate to see it end. But I know you guys have been remarkably generous with us, and once in a while, you got to take some L's. It happens. Shit happens. But, for the last 4 minutes here, we're going to see what we can do, see what we can bring in monetarily, and who knows, maybe we turn chicken shit into chicken salad, and we get ourselves another win for the toe. Couple of bucks, guys. Everybody throw in just a little bit. The links are right there in the chat. $115 away. We have done no business during this little rally, this little 5-minute rally we do at the end here. So please give us a fighting chance. Throw in a little so we don't completely embarrass ourselves. 3 minutes away from wrapping things up tonight, or if we get $65 coming in, we're going to be able to at least keep this thing alive for another 30 minutes this evening. We did knock out this morning's goal. If we knock out tonight's, it will be a perfect Monday for the toe, which, again, we would totally appreciate. But we understand it's a tough part of the year. Also, just because the show is on doesn't mean it has to be good enough for you to contribute. So we appreciate whatever you can do. Atomic Ray with $20 over on Rumble. Thank you very much, buddy. We appreciate that. That brings us down to an even 100. Atomic Ray says, Anthony Weiner grabbed Rom. What was Rom's response?
And if you don't think I'm big enough, brother, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man. Within your hands, I will get as big as I need to be.
There you go. For $20, that's what you get. You get the Jake the Snake Roberts drop. All right, guys, even hundo to go. Let's do it. 2 minutes away. 2 minutes left, even $100 left to go. Let's see if we can get 50 more in to buy us a little extra half hour to get into overtime. I'd love it. That would be great. I appreciate your generosity already. But if we can get the rest of it done, man, I would be a happy guy. $50 gets the Booker T drop. $20 gets the Jake the Snake Roberts drop. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. A minute and a half left to go and $100 down. And also, Atomic Ray did make sure that we weren't completely shut out during the rally. Doomclone says, wah, I'm Aaron and I can't hit the goal. I'm not crying. I'm very happy for this audience. They've been very generous with us. I think people like Doomclone, though, do kind of hate the smiley positivity thing. I don't know. It just makes me happier. And plus, this audience is really great to us. And once in a while, we are going to have a slip up. Once in a while, we are going to do a show that's not good enough to hit the goal. Shit happens. This audience has always picked this up. All right, guys, 1 minute to go. $100 left. What's going to give first? 1 minute or $100? Everybody, chip in a little bit. Let's come on. We can still do this. Here we go. 40 seconds left to go. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, Rumble Rants. Click the link. Throw in a few bucks. It's okay. It's going to a good cause to support the Steel Toe Show. 30 seconds left to go. Let's cross our fingers. Let's hope we can knock out that last $100 and call it another win for the Toe. I'll take a look at the clock. 20 seconds left. Come on now. Throw in a few bucks. Let's knock this thing out. Click one of those links. Throw a few dollars in. Here we go. Final 10 seconds coming. Thank you guys so much for your generosity tonight. I appreciate you no matter what happens with that goal. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I mean, thank God we are in a better spot than we were a few months ago when this would have been disastrous for this program. I mean, I feel blessed. I feel very lucky that Steel Toe is in a position where we can miss by $100. I can have an off show. I can not do very well. I can not put on a quality product for one night. You know, everybody has an off night, and we're still okay. I really appreciate that. And I know you guys are great. I know that you guys are awesome, and I know we're probably going to make this up at some point down the road. So I do appreciate that. Red Fox Mad with $4.99 before we go tonight. Thank you guys very much. Let's go, everyone. Aaron needs that lunch trip to the Old Country Buffet. Well, that's hurtful because Old Country Buffet is not here anymore. MSO says, come on, do the overtime anyway. No, we're $95 away. $95 is a long, that's a long ways away. That's a clear message from the audience that, Aaron, we're done for the night. We don't need any more. You don't need to do 30 minutes more for us. I'll take the hint, as it were. Thank you guys very much. $95 short for the morning show audience. As you know, we'll allow them to knock out that extra 95 if they want to, and they'll get another 30 minutes of overtime. But hey, we've been on a hell of a streak, and all of these streaks have to end. So thank you guys very much for your contributions. We do appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Thanks again.